Yay! Fabulous people! Welcome back to the channel for all the babes who create their own life trends. My name is Anastasia, and I truly hope that you guys can see me well. I am in my apartment in Rome, Italy, and this is my temporary place. And I'm always trying to give you guys good light and good situation, but you know how it is. Sometimes when it's your place, you're still trying to figure out every corner, you're trying to figure out where to put the camera, where is the good lighting. And yeah, so I apologize for everyone who, maybe is watching this video and saying, okay, I am not crazy about this lighting. Guys, it will get better as soon as I move to my permanent place, which I am still looking. And yes, guys, so welcome to my channel, welcome to my live. Those of you who are new to my channel, I would welcome you guys to subscribe, because this channel is truly for all the babes who create their own life trends. And if my vibe, honestly, and the vibe of this channel resonates with you, then definitely come on board, become a part of this community, and I would be so happy to welcome you here on my channel. All right, guys, so let's begin. I tried to pretty much start this live at a time when I hope my all my um, uh, people, all my my fellow Americans are up, so you guys can tune in and have this live with me. Pretty much the goal of this live today is, number one, to answer any questions that you might have when it comes to traveling to Italy this year, traveling to Italy in 2021. I also want to cover really quick the situation in Italy, what is happening right now in Italy. I also want to mention all the information that I mentioned before, but maybe this is your first time watching my travel update, so you're thinking, okay, I don't know what you're talking about. So this is a video that again will take you to some of the details that I previously discussed. And this is really, guys, your opportunity to ask me any questions. It doesn't even have to be travel related or Italy related. This is our time to really just catch up and talk about things. And yeah, guys, so this is it. This is your time. So please use it, abuse it, because this is really live to for us to connect, and for you guys to ask me any questions, and then for me to pretty much update you on everything that I see with my own eyes or hear or I found out for you. And guys, just the last quick maintenance thing. If you are watching this video and this live is already over and you're like, ah, darn it, I had a question and now she's not going to respond, the live is over. You guys know, or those of you who've been following me for a long time, you guys know I respond to everyone. So even if you're watching this video after the live is over, please feel free to write me a comment below under this video, and I will make sure that I will respond. I respond to everyone, guys. I always do. This is something that I take very seriously. I absolutely love my community. So I always make sure that I respond to everyone. Every single morning I start my day by sitting on the couch and just responding for a couple of hours to all of your comments, guys. So I take your words, your comments, your questions, your concerns, everything very, very seriously. And I try to answer every single person. And you guys know, for me, every single person in my community is a big deal, and I'm so grateful to have this community. So all right, guys, I can go on a tangent how much I love you all and appreciate. So thank you so much for your travel updates. For Greece was so good. I had a wonderful holiday in Athens in August, but it seems Italy is still not open for Africans. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, but you had a good time in Athens. Yay! I'm so Glad. Quem, is it Quemi? Quem? I apologize if I'm not pronouncing it correct. Such a beautiful name, though. I'm so happy that you had such a great time in Greece. I know actually Greece was one of the first, if not the first, European Union country to open to travelers this year. So Greece, in my opinion, did such an incredible job of opening early and inviting people, so this way people actually had time to plan their trips to Greece or to Europe and to plan their vacations. I think that Greece managed summer travel so well this year. And I, as you guys know, spent 5 months in Greece this year. I left Italy in February, February or March. Oh goodness, it's such a blur. The entire lockdown was such a blur. February, March, and I spent 6 months, almost 6 months, and traveled most of a lot of Greek islands, tons of them, not all of them, but a lot of them. And I've been to Athens, and I remember when you guys have been messaging me and asking, oh my goodness, Anastasia, what is the situation like in Greece? It looks like everything under a lockdown. It's just the situation is terrible. Nothing is open. The streets are a desert. And then when I was in Athens, there were fires going on, and you guys also were concerned for my safety. And I had to, as you guys know, to create videos and lives and to tell you guys, um, please take everything with a grain of salt, especially everything that you hear on the media, because the media tends to exaggerate, and big time. And you guys know that a lot of it has to do, unfortunately, with us as a consumers. um, because if you reach for our strong emotions like fear, let's say, right, then we will watch it and they will be able to sell us more news and stuff like that. So I always say, make sure that you're watching travel updates from YouTubers, from people who are there, who you can really trust, whom you can ask questions, who can really show you what's happening, or anyone who really is not biased and is not trying to create something out of nothing. So I always say, just take all the news that you see on, let's say, TV with a grain of salt. And this also has to do with Italy, because some of you are coming right now to Italy, traveling to Italy, be it this month or traveling to Italy in the fall. And I feel so bad because so many of you are reaching out and saying, Anastasia, it gives me so much anxiety because I'm traveling to Italy and the situation seems so crazy and so uncertain. And we heard that Americans are not allowed to board the trains and to travel to Italy. And I just feel always so bad, guys, because I've been in Italy since August. I came back to Italy, as some of you who are new to my channel. I actually moved from the United States to Italy a few years ago. So now Italy is my home country. And I've, after traveling Greece, I came back here. I am in Italy now. I've been here for almost 2 months since I'm back from Greece. And guys, I wanted to tell you that the situation in Italy, be it on the streets, be it traveling, be it going to the restaurants, be it attending sites, it's pretty much everything is back to normal. Yes, I always say that you have to, number one, you have to make sure that you um, book everything in advance. So, for example, if you are planning on attending Vatican, right, museum or Pantheon, make sure that you book everything in advance, because most of the sites, if you just show up there, you won't be able to see them. Now everything has to book because the capacity of how many people can be in one site at one time, of course, is limited. And then I always say, of course, make sure that you have all your documents with you. For example, for United States citizens, it's the white card, as we call it, right? It's a white card, your vaccination card that you can carry around. Now, if you don't have a vaccination card, if you came to Italy and you're not vaccinated, for example, then all you have to do is to go to pretty much any pharmacy, and they will be able to do an antigen test. And I always say it's better for you to do antigen test because it's 3 times less expensive than the PCR test. PCR tests in Italy cost 60 euros versus antigen test in Italy, they cost 20 euros. So that's a big difference. Usually it's like 22, some places 15. And then I know, for example, somewhere like outside of Rome, city center, outside of city center of Rome, because I sometimes refer to Rome as the historic center, and a lot of Italians always like, Rome is just not just a historic center, there is so much more, and they are right. But in our head, I guess, of expats, a lot of times we identify Rome just with the city center. I live right now in Campo de Fiori. I've been to Testaccio. I lived in Testaccio actually for half a year. I also, yes, I love Garbatella. It's one of my favorite neighborhoods in Rome. San Giovanni is very nice. I know that San Giovanni, I believe, that's, I forgot, but pretty much in Rome, we're about to have a Soho house. It's going to open in September. And I believe it's going to be open in San Giovanni. So yes, I am very well familiar with every single neighborhood in Rome. I've been living here for many years. But yeah, of course, for me, Monteverde Vecchio, yes, I went to the University, American University of Rome in Monteverde Vecchio. So I don't think you will name any neighborhood that I haven't been to at this point. But yes, guys, so back to what I was saying. Pretty much make sure that you carry all the documents with you. And if, as I said, if you don't have a white card, then you can always do antigen tests every 2 days. They last 48 hours. You will have the results within just a couple of hours. And pretty much when you do the test, you go to the pharmacy, they do the swab, they send you the results to your email within a couple of hours. It depends on the place. For example, in Tuscany, if it's, if it's small town, you will get it in 10 minutes. If you're in Rome, you will get it in a couple of hours. So you do the test, and then they send you the results to your email. So once you receive that email with the results, it's going to be a green pass. It's like a code that you will be able to use and take it everywhere, and you will be able to enter with it to the restaurants, travel, to the train, to the airplane, to the sites. So it's just as good as the green pass in Italy. But, well, it is a green pass pretty much in Italy. But those of you who are coming with the white card and you are saying, Anastasia, how do I convert my white card to the green pass? I'm here to tell you again, I mentioned it in a few videos, but I just want to stress out that point again. You don't need to convert your white card to the green pass, because in Italy, your white card is recognized as the green pass, and there is no reason for you to do any conversion or nothing like that. It's literally good to go. I am searching for work in a hotel. I'm so sorry to hear that. I know a lot of people in Italy actually unfortunately lost their jobs, especially in tourism industry during the past couple of years. It's very unfortunate to hear, but what I can say is don't give up, keep looking, keep searching. It looks like, at least right now, things are looking up. A lot of hotels are open, restaurants, and I truly hope that you will find something very, very soon. Especially if you know two languages, that's a huge plus. So I wish you all the best luck in the world, and please keep me posted how it goes. So that's that, guys. And let's see, Daniel says, so right now you need a test 72 hours ahead of travel. I don't arrive to Italy till the 29th, but my flight leaves the 28th. With a 2-day turnaround, I would need to take the test Saturday 25th. But then that puts me over 72 hours when I arrive. Um, don't arrive in Italy till the 29th. So your flight leaves on the 28th. Why is it a 2-day turnaround? That's what I that's why I had to read it 2 times. If you are arriving to Italy on the 29th, you're leaving on the 28th. Can you do the test? Oh wow, Daniel, really? Because I know there are I don't know where exactly you are located, but I know that my mom, she had to take a test. She's in New York, and I called a few facilities, and they said some of them, they said that they have a turnaround of 6 hours. Oh wow, in Georgia. Yeah, because I found a few facilities for her in New York where they were doing the turnaround. Um, they were doing a turnaround of 6 hours. There has to be something, Daniel, because that is crazy. Um, and I know that they're very strict when it comes to right now. They're very strict when it comes to time, and they will check you at the airport. So if you're going to be flying, let's say from Georgia, they will actually check all your things for Italy at the airport in, and to fly to Italy. I'm wondering if there is any, if you can maybe call them up and say, listen, this is the situation. Can you do the test early, give me the results, or try to find a facility. I'm in a small town, but I'm about 2 hours south of Atlanta, so I might have to look there for rapid test. Yeah, you might have to look for in Atlanta. It's, Daniel, I can't tell you how many messages and comments I receive every single day. Unfortunately, it's becoming, I know it's becoming very inconvenient and crazy, and rules change all the times. But what I recommend for you is to make sure that you're doing it, you're really within that 72-hour window. Otherwise you're going to have, I know they will give you a hard time. I just know it because I've heard so many, I'm getting hundreds of comments every day, and I myself travel a lot. They're very strict right now when it comes to that. So I would recommend to find something in Atlanta. I guarantee you there's going to be somewhere, I guarantee you Atlanta will have something where they can do that quick turnaround within 6 to 7 hours. So currently my plan is to take the PCR test Saturday to cover the 72 hours. But in case I don't get the results in time for my flight, I'm trying to find the antigen test to have it in case. Yeah, because they said PCR or antigen. On the official website, it doesn't specify that it has to be just the PCR test. It's either or. So you can do antigen as well. It's, and I'm sure it's going to cost you way less, because as I mentioned earlier, the PCR test here in Italy, for example, they're 60 euros, and antigen tests are 22 euros. So it's almost 3 times, PCR almost 3 times more expensive. So I would recommend, if it doesn't matter, why spend more? Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, guys, those of you who maybe have not heard the latest update, I'm pretty sure all of you have, but just in case you haven't heard it yet, pretty much right now to enter Italy, people from the US, in addition to the vaccination card or um, certificate from the recovery, um, um from that word that I can say because for the algorithm sake. Um, so in addition to those two things, either or, so you either have to have the vaccination card or the recovery certificate. You also, everyone, every single person who is traveling to Italy, if you're a US citizen, now you also need to do a test. So before, it was either test or certificate of recovery or the vaccination card. Now it's test for everyone. So unfortunately, that is the new rule for entering Italy. I also heard, guys, I wanted to update you on something because this is already two times that I heard that. So I wanted to kind of warn anyone. Um, Pretty much, if you are flying um, to Turkey at some point and then from Turkey trying to head to Italy, what I heard is that Turkish airlines are not allowing you to fly from Turkey to Italy. Now, I don't know if it's Italy who is not allowing that or if it's um, Turkey who is not allowing those. I don't know the details. I'm trying to do the research right now, but I heard that already two times. First time I had someone share it with me in the comments, and then the second time I actually, you guys know, I have two food tours and in Rome, and um, I got contacted by one of the clients who was supposed to do a food tour with one of my food tour guides, and he said, Anastasia, I'm stuck in Turkey because they're not allowing me to fly to Italy. Pretty much, Turkish Air is not allowing me to fly to Italy, so I have to cancel it. I have to cancel the entire Italy leg of the trip because they're just not allowing me to enter to the country. So this is two times I heard. So guys, just that's why I always say, please make sure, be careful, do your research before you're going to be flying to this part of the world. I always say that what I recommend, number one, because traveling is so confusing right now and things change all the times. All the times. I don't know why I started recently saying all the times. You probably noticed that on some of my videos. I think I'm speaking Italian so much that my English is suffering a bit. But what I keep saying all the time is that number one, make sure, guys, that you are really checking. I left some resources for you down below. One, the first website that you can go to and enter the country that you will be departing from, let's say United States, then the country of arrival, which is, let's say, Italy, and then any transits that you have in between. And on that website, it will tell you exactly which documents you need, what are the current restrictions and rules for that country or countries that you will be traveling to. So just a really good guide for you guys to really understand what's happening in those countries. And then the second thing, guys, that I always recommend is to, and that is just my recommendation, okay? I always recommend right now in this interesting times that we're living is to not include too many countries, too many European countries, let's say, when you are traveling, because rules change all the times. It's already hard to keep up with one country like Italy. You guys know I've been doing travel updates almost every week, let alone if you have um, 3 countries or 2 countries or 4 countries, and not only have to figure out rules in each of those countries, but then you also have to figure out traveling between all those countries. It just, I feel like traveling and vacation should be stress free. That is the point. We're taking vacation to relax, right, guys? So what I recommend is to not put, right now, if you do decide to travel this year to Europe, to not put too many countries on your itinerary, and maybe just go to one. And this way you have way more chances of really just enjoying it and being relaxed and stress free, instead of picking 4 or 5 countries and trying to keep up with all the new rules and regulations and restrictions and everything that is happening. So those are just my tips for you guys. All right, back to the comments. So as I understand, minors don't have to quarantine as long as they have an adult with them that can possess a green card, vaccination card in our case. Is this correct? Yes, that is correct. That is what is currently the rules are. Then we have Vegan. This Svenska says, I'm not vaccinated. Um, do I have to show negative tests for supermarkets and trains between Rome and Ostia? So for supermarkets, no. And then as far as the trains, it depends what train you are taking. So if you are taking interregional trains or fast trains, you do have a negative test. So it just depends what kind of train you are taking. But currently in Italy, all the supermarkets, no tests or nothing like that needs to be showing. Metros, buses, trains, nothing like that. Unless it's interregional. So if it's interregional, you do need to show the test results. Or again, if you guys are vaccinated, then your either vaccination card or Italian version, which is a green pass. I'm coming from Toronto, Canada to Rome for 6 days, then to Croatia for 4 days, then back to Rome for 6 days. What test do I need to go from Rome to Croatia? Jenny, so because it's such a specific question, what I recommend for you to do is to go under this video. There is a description for this video, and in that description I actually put a link to the website where as soon as you click on it, it will take you to a page where you can enter your country you'll be traveling from, which is Toronto. Then you can put Croatia as your final destination and Rome as a transit, and it will give you every single thing that you need to have for each place, as well as rules and regulations for each place. This is an official European Union website, and they do update it every single day. So there you'll be able to get all the answers to all those questions, because again, they're very specific. And for me, it would be impossible to know every single rule, every single new thing, restriction, regulation for every single European country that is happening. So this is a great resource to have. I strongly recommend for every single person to have that website, and I believe they also have an app. Some of you told me they have an app, so you can even download an app, and this way you're really staying up to date all the time. Okay, I hope it helps. Ciao, sei russa? No, non sono russa, sono americana con radici ucraini. Let's see. Taxi. No, there is no tests that you need to have for taxes. For taxis, not taxes. Oh, guys, I've been speaking so much Italian these days. My English, mamma mia. Thank you. I'm so excited for this trip. 12 days to Italy. Yes, Daniel, I'm so excited for you. This is going to be so good. And I promise, once you get here, you will see how just everything is so nonchalant and so good and so easy. as I said, just make sure that you reserve everything in advance, and then that's it. Just have the best time. Everything is open, everything is operating, and the weather is absolute perfection right now. As I always say, September and October are really some of the two best months to travel to Italy. Just they're fantastic, and yeah, just have a good time. I'm excited. I can talk about Italy in September and October for hours, so I'm trying to keep it, trying to not to go into too many details, but I just know you're gonna have the best time. um how's travel? So let's see. You're more than you're more than welcome. Traveling from New York City to Rome, October. Can I take antigen test versus taking a PCR test? Yes, you can. Again, make sure you're subscribed to my channel because I do update you guys and all the changes. Right now, as of right now, you can. Things can change, guys. As I said, I've been updating you almost every single week on all the changes. So things do change. Since you are traveling kind of closer to the end of October, things might change again. So I will make sure to keep you guys posted in case something changes. But as of right now, yes, you can do PCR or antigen. It doesn't have to be PCR test. How is the weather currently? Was trying to get an idea of what to pack. Daniel, the weather is very nice. Now, this is the first time in 50 years where we getting a little bit of rain, which is strange. It's very, very unusual for Italy. But the weather is still absolute perfection. I wish I could just move my screen so you guys can see. I'm looking right now at the bright sunshine. You guys can see it's kind of reflecting, and blue skies. The temperatures are absolutely incredible. You guys can see I'm still wearing a summer dress. It's going to be lovely, just absolutely lovely. What I recommend is definitely pack a good mix of summer clothes. I would say 80%, and then 20% of some maybe light sweaters or a jacket to throw on top during the evening time. Let's see. Mm, si vedono sì, le radici ucraine, si vedono, sì. Sì, si vede ovviamente, con il mio accento è molto facile da capire, no? Um, is it safe to jog around Rome? Oh, absolutely. I run around Rome all the time. Absolutely. One place that I recommend for you to jog in Rome, if you are into working out, is Villa Borghese, Villa, and then Borghese, Bor. G. Oh, why did I start pronouncing? What was spelling? Why did I start spelling? Ghese, Borghese. It is located right above Piazza del Popolo in the Spanish Steps area, and that is just the most wonderful place for jogging, workouts. That park is huge, and there's so much to see. There is a lake, there are beautiful running trails, there is even a zoo. um, there are just nice little cafes where you can stop by and grab some water or some freshly squeezed orange juice once you're done. So just absolutely fantastic. This is where I work out, and this place is everything. If I had to compare Villa Borghese to the States, I would say it would be like a Central Park in New York, something like that, of that equivalent. Mask required. Masks are not required outside, so you don't have to wear a mask outside in Italy. Mask is required inside. So if you're going to see any site, or you're going into a supermarket, or you're sitting on the train, mask has to be on the entire time. The only exception from it, of course, is the restaurant. If you decide to dine inside the restaurant, then of course you take your mask off. But other than that, right now it's so incredible, so good to just walk outside and breathe fresh Roman air, no mask, only when you go to the supermarket. Then you're like, but it's all good. So our trip starts in Rome, but we're going to be all over Italy. What one thing or two would you say is a can miss? I'm a big foodie, by the way. One thing to miss in Rome, Daniel, as far as food or in Italy in general? Because if you're in Rome, then you have to do one of my food tours. I personally, I don't run them, but I created them. I founded them a few years ago, and I have an incredible team of Italian chef, a wine expert, a food critic. They're incredible, and I created this food tour with so much love, and they will really take you to the most authentic Roman places that only locals go to, only locals know about them. And those are, some of them are really hole in the wall kind of places where they don't even have names. So you walk in and you're like, I would have never found this place if it wasn't for this food tour. So I strongly recommend to do those food tours. It doesn't have to be mine, you can do any food tour. And I recommend to do that same thing in if you go to Naples or if you go to Tuscany. I think it's absolutely the best thing to do when you want to discover some authentic food of that region, because every single region in Italy has their own food. So a lot of times in the States, we assume that Italy is all about pasta and pizza. And that's what I thought before I moved to Italy. And boy, oh boy, I was wrong. I quickly discovered that every single region in Italy has completely different food and completely different ways of preparing things, and the authentic recipes that that particular region keeps. And there's always wars who created what. Food, you guys know, it's taken so seriously in Italy. So what I recommend for you is to do a food tour with someone who really know where to go. um, where can you book the tour? Daniel, I'll make sure to leave a link to both of my food tours in the description for this video. I didn't do it right now, but as soon as this live stream ends, I will make sure to leave the links and you can book it. It's both of the tours are on Airbnb, so I'll make sure to as soon as this live ends to leave the links. So yes, and I promise I will make sure they'll take a good care of you. I promise. Okay. um let's see. Quale cibo ti piace di più dell'Italia? La carbonara e amatriciana. The classics. And anche per il dolce preferisco torta della nonna e il gelato. Specialmente in Italia, ovviamente a Roma mi piace molto gelato. Abbiamo ovviamente diverse gelaterie qui, però quella mia preferita è Fata Morgana, adoro Fata Morgana, e poi come il latte, una gelateria fantastica. Sì. Allora, what is the best way to get from airport to Trastevere area? The best way is to take a taxi. I strongly recommend for you guys to take a taxi, but I have a quick tip for you when it comes to taxis. So what I recommend for you guys to do is to download this app. It's called Free Now app, and order a taxi through this app. Because if you order a taxi through this app, you will be able to enter right away where they supposed to pick you up, where they will take you, and it will give you right away the price average of what is going to be. So it can say like from this to this. For airport, it's supposed to be 48 euros, I believe. So what I really strongly recommend for you guys to do is to always order a taxi in Italy through this app. Even if you have to just drive around Rome from one area to another. If you're like, oh, how do I get a cab? Guys, one thing I recommend is, number one, don't order a taxi just on the street, because the thing is, what they do, and this is something unfortunate, and it happened to me, it happened to a lot of my clients, it happened just to so many people. What happens is, if you get a taxi on the street, they can put any price they want as a starting point. I heard horror stories where, for example, people were trying to get from one part of the town of Rome to Trastevere, actually. And for 5 minutes, they charged them 30 euros. It was something just out of this world ridiculous. So with Free Now app, you are protected because it tells you right away how much it's going to be. So they can trick you. Another thing that I want for you guys to know is that Ubers in Italy are very expensive because we only have Uber Black. And it's not like in the States where, Ubers are way more affordable than taxis. That's why we all use Ubers in the States. Here in Italy, Ubers actually, because it's only Uber Black, you will get a Mercedes, or BMW. You will get a good looking guy in a suit with a tie. He will offer you water, he will offer you some candies, and then by the time he takes you to that place, it's going to be extremely expensive. So unfortunately, this is what happened when I arrived to Italy many years ago. We still had normal Ubers, but then there was a very big kind of fight between taxis and Ubers, because Ubers were taking a lot of a big share of the taxi market. So the only way for Uber was to stay in Italy is pretty much to eliminate the affordable version of Uber and only keep the fancy one, Uber Black. So I do not recommend for anyone, unless you're fancy pants and you just want to splurge, guys. There's nothing wrong with that. Then take Uber, of course. But those of you who are looking for a budget transportation, and you're wondering what's better, taxi or Uber, then definitely taxi, but through Free Now app. And another thing about Trastevere, guys, area, and guys, I want to share so much with you. I feel like it's always, there is so much knowledge that I have and information that I just want to give you, so you really feel like what's going on. You feel like really like a local when you come here. The areas like Trastevere, Piazza Navona, and Campo de Fiori, they don't have metro stations near them, because they're just such historic areas that to build metro station there, I don't know, probably during my lifetime for sure. So what happens is, the closest metro station to you probably will be the Spanish Steps. So if you are staying in Trastevere, and you want to use public transportation, it probably will be either a bus, or you will have to stop at the Spanish Steps and then walk to your place in Trastevere. So just so you know, Trastevere is not as well connected to the rest of Rome, let's say, right, as other areas. But the cool thing about Rome is that you can walk everywhere. So I personally, I don't think I've ever taken a bus in Italy. I'm going to be honest with you. And I hardly ever take metro unless I really need to go somewhere outside from the historic center. I walk everywhere, guys. That's the beauty of Rome, is that everything is compact. Like if I was in Barcelona, for example, there's no way I could have been going from one side to another by foot. It would have been impossible. But in Rome, it's a big possibility. So you actually can walk from one place to another. So I personally, as I said, hardly ever use public transportation or taxis or Ubers. So just so you know, in once you get here, you won't have to rely on them unless you're tired or unless you just want to, whatever, of course, your circumstances are. Hello, hi everyone. Oh, I love it. I love it. So many good comments. Okay, let me get to it. Yeah, thank you. You're very welcome, Daniel. Last question. Is it worth it to go to Venice? Yes. In my opinion, yes. I personally, well, first of all, I'm an ultimate romantic. And for me, Venice is forever associated with romance. And honestly, I just remember the first time I saw Venice. You read about it, you watch thousands of YouTube videos on it, documentaries, whatever, and you feel like you are prepared. And then you exit the train station and you realize that you were not prepared and you've never seen anything like this before with your eyes. It to me, it just something was like, I was with my mouth open. I've never seen anything like this. And I believe Venice is definitely a city that is worth seeing at least once. And when people start complaining that it smells or they've seen a rat, or guys, everyone creates their own reality. I strongly believe in that. In my reality, Venice is stunning, it is romantic, it's full of charm, and it's definitely worth a visit at least once. So that's just my opinion. La carbonara è un spettacolo, eh sì. Ah, ottima scelta. Parli bene italiano, da quanto tempo lo studi? Allora, io ho cominciato a studiare italiano quando avevo 18 anni, perché sono venuta qui a Roma quando avevo 18 anni, per la prima volta. Sono stata qui per un anno, poi mi sono ritornata in America e questa volta sto in Italia, a Roma, da più di 4 anni. Super helpful. Thank you. You are very welcome. Hello. Yes, it's morning here. Hi, Tom. Yes, I knew at what time to catch you all. In the morning time when you are just having your coffee and staying on your social media, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and here I am. Can you talk about Athens, Greece? Yes, Christian, of course I can. I've been to Athens for I think 2 weeks. It wasn't planned. I traveled Greek islands for over 5 months, and Athens were my last place before I was supposed to come back to Italy. And I was supposed to stay in Athens just for a few days, and then my flight to Italy got canceled, and I just took it as a sign to stay for longer in Athens. I was like, well, I guess it's a sign that I just need to stay in Athens for longer, discover it more, so I can share more with you guys. So I stayed for over 2 weeks, I think. I love Athens. I made a few videos on Athens, so I don't know if you had a chance to watch them or not. But Athens, um, yeah, it's definitely worth seeing. It's it's one of those places, just like Rome, where you need to know where to go. You need to discover it yourself. You need to understand what works for you. For example, for me, I was so surprised because everyone was talking about the Acropolis and then Acropolis Museum. So those were things that were on my I must see those things. I must see those things. I must see those things on my list. They're number one, number two, and then whatever happens happens afterwards. And I went there, and you know, you can. I mean, of course, it's stunning. Yes, it's like incredible how many centuries those places existed, and then you see everything in the pieces of history in the museum, and you realize like, whoa, how many centuries. But guys, you know those were not my favorite things. Those were not my favorite things. My favorite thing was the National Garden. in um, in Athens that I just walked there by mistake. And the energy at that place was so incredible, and there were so many things to see and to experience and to do and to just to chill and escape the heat, that I ended up going there almost every night. I would go do sightseeing or work, because obviously YouTube never stops. And then I would go back to that park and just chill there. It was my spot. So Athens is like any big city. You have to really see it well and then find out what you enjoy in that city. Because what I think one of the biggest mistakes that people make, and this is something that I notice a lot, is that people, for example, come to Rome for 24 hours, and Rome in 24 hours probably would have been not a good place to experience, because there is so much to see in Rome. I mean, you give it a month and you still will be trying to discover it all. Um, Guys, I've been over here for over 4 years, right this time. But before this, I studied at the university here. I did study abroad from the States to Rome. So I've been in Italy for years and years. But to this day, I can walk outside and find hundreds of things that I've never seen before. This is Rome. Even people who are born here, they find new things. So um, every big city, be it Athens, be it Rome, be it Paris, it's one of those things that you should never see or try to see in 24 hours. Otherwise, you most likely you're going to hate it. I see so many comments because I'm a part of different groups on Facebook and whatnot, travel groups, and a lot of people say, oh, I've been to Rome or been to Athens, I spent 24 hours there, I hated it. It was crowded, it was hot, it was a mess, I was standing in lines the entire time. Oh, of course, you gave a city that is worth discovering for a month 24 hours. Of course you're going to hate Rome, of course you're going to hate Paris, Athens, Barcelona, Madrid, whatever. You're going to hate it. I believe that in order for you to really discover the city and to really get to the essence of it, to really enjoy it, it's the only time you start really understanding what this place is about is after you've done all the sightseeing. You got all those sightseeing out of the way, the Vatican Museum or the Acropolis, right, in Athens, Piazza Navona, Campo de Fiori, Acropolis Museum. I know mixed in Rome and Athens, just to kind of give you an idea. Once you do that, then you can slow down and get yourself a cocktail. Maybe it's a spritz in Rome, right? And just sit down and just really like, now I can walk through the streets, just observe people, breathe Athens air or Roman air, and just really feel like I'm part of the city, not going like a madman or mad woman from day to night, seeing the sights, not understanding anything. So then you can, kind of check every single place of your itinerary and then go back home and say like I've been to Athens or I've been to Rome. So that's just my opinion, guys. I believe that if you're going to any big city, give it plenty of time. Give it plenty of time. Take one thing off your list. Maybe don't go to another place. If you have 5 places on your list, go to 4. Just don't overdo it, guys. Don't overdo it, because I know when we're coming from the States, we want to see it. We want to see everything. We want to see as much as possible, because this is not an easy trip. This is not a short trip. This is not a cheap trip. So you're trying to just put as much there as possible, but then unfortunately a lot of time it actually goes against you. So I would spend more quality time in less places than try to see so many different places and then just being totally exhausted from your trip and not have good memories at certain places just because you gave it 24 hours. So voila. Let's see. Agree, Venice gives emotions that you never feel anywhere else. Yes, yes, absolutely. Is it good to travel from Rome to Pompeii for a day trip by train? Yeah, you can do that. That, of course, yeah. To for in Pompeii a day trip, yes, absolutely. Ciao. So, did the EU digital passenger locator form replace the self declaration for entry in Italy from abroad form? So, I don't know at what point there was a declaration for entry to Italy from abroad form. Uh, I only always knew about the PLF. That is the only form that I know about, and pretty much in short, yes, now it's a PLF. That is the form that every single person who is entering Italy needs to fill out. It's the PLF, and you have to fill it out at least 24 hours prior to your trip. And then once you fill it out, you're going to receive a QR code that you will take with you, and that's the one that you need to show at the airport. Ciao Salvo, come stai? Come sta il mio cuore? Sta bene, grazie. I live at 70 kilometers from Venice. I have been there many times, but every time is a new story. Yes, yes, it's that you just captured it so perfectly. You can go to Venice so many times, and every single time is going to be a different story. It's true. Hi, Jen, how are you? Any good Italian language apps you recommend? Honestly, I don't use any. I studied Italian first at the American University of Rome when I was a student. When I did 1 year from the U.S. university to Italy, so I studied it there, and then at that point I had an Italian boyfriend, and he didn't speak any English at all, so we spoke only Italian. So it was great because it was practicing, right? It was studying it at the university, and then and then practicing it with the locals. So, and at that point I tried to just speak Italian um, with everyone, not just of course my um, boyfriend at that time. It was with the people at the cafes, at the restaurants. I was watching only Italian movies. I was going to only Italian movie theaters. I was listening only to Italian songs. It just my entire environment. I just made it Italian. And then when I came here, when I moved here permanently, I took a private tutor. So I studied Italian with a private tutor, and I'm actually going to pick up a few classes again, because the interesting thing about Italian language, pretty much, it's different than in English, because in Italy, based on the way you talk, people actually can tell of what level of education you have, which is absolutely crazy. So people, like very well educated, um, they have a different, the way they speak Italian, it just, it's different from someone who, let's say, maybe did not get as high education, or did not study Italian to this kind of levels. So the way you speak Italian, it's kind of an indicator a lot here. So I want to finish studying Italian at the that very high level of grammar. It's just something that I always wanted to do. It has always been my goal. So I'm going to start taking Italian classes again, to finish learning that like very high end grammar. And I also want to start reading more literature, to get more of those really um, big, fancy Italian words. I just love Italian language. I think languages are incredible. I speak 5 languages, so you know, yeah, it's just something that is on my to-do list. Let's see. Thank you for talking. Thank you for talking about Athens. I appreciate it, of course, Christian. And if you have any questions, specific ones always please feel free to reach out or leave me a comment under the video. I hope you watched some of my videos, and I truly hope that that, of course, is going to help you. Do you ever go vintage shopping? Any favorite stores? Yes, Jen, of course I do. As you know, I am a personal stylist, personal shopper in Rome. I take my clients, I have clients from all over the world, and when they come to Rome, I take them shopping to those unique stores that you can really find only in Rome. And they have a selection. They can select either to go vintage shopping, or they can go to those authentic little stores where you people who own those stores, they actually make, let's say, there is a leather bag store where the owner of that store and that leather bag, right, brand, she literally makes every single bag in her place. So she has like that little station in her store, and she makes those every single bag by hand, and then she sells it right there in the store. And those kind of places, they don't have websites, they don't have anything. There is no way for you to find those places, right? Because they're also not on big main streets in Rome, so there is no way for you to find those places unless you know where to go. So those kind of places where I also take my clients based on what they're looking for. Or of course there are high-end stores, you know, the Gucci and Valentino and Prada and all that stuff. So it just depends what you're looking for. And I also now, because obviously the world changed so much, I also do online shopping now. So I have clients from all over the world who reach out to me and say, Anastasia, I just, for example, the client that I'm working with right now, she just started her dream job in Canada, and she wants to completely change her wardrobe. She now wants, you know, clothes that actually fits her new job. So we are actually, as far as the process, we met online. We're cleaning her wardrobe, and then we are going to, once we organize the wardrobe, we're going to talk about what she needs, color consultation, all of that stuff, color analysis. And then once we organize what she already has, then the next step is going to be for me to go shopping for her and to pick all the things that she needs here in Italy. So everything is going to be made in Italy: shoes, made in Italy clothes, bags, everything that cost at least 3 times less than everything that you would have gotten in the States. And then I'm going to ship everything to her. So that is something that those of you who can come and shop with me in Italy, but you want that Italian quality, I strongly recommend for you guys to do online shopping with a personal shopper. Again, it can be me or anyone, but it is something that is truly worth investing into, because those pieces are one of a kind. And I do personal shopping also in other parts of the world. For example, I've done personal shopping for my clients in New York, and yeah, you name it. And we always laugh about it, because I had a client last year, she shopped with me in Rome, and then she wanted to go shopping with me in New York. So I flew to New York and we went shopping, and we were looking at different stores, and they had made in Italy pants, made in Italy shirts, all that, but they were 3 times more expensive. So she was laughing. She's like, Anastasia, it almost makes sense for me to fly to Italy, do once a year good shopping with you, and then it's going to cost me the, you know, what I save is a ticket to Italy, pretty much. And I said, yeah, you're absolutely right. That's how it works. But again, I can also do a distance shopping for you. So we can sit down, we can do a consultation. You can tell me everything that you're looking for. We talk about your lifestyle, the colors that work for you, your body type, all that stuff. And then I do all the shopping, and then we select. So I pre-select everything, then we select, and then I send everything to you. It doesn't matter where. I have clients, as I said, from um, Saudi Arabia, US, Canada, Australia, Russia, you name it. I worked with everyone pretty much. So I give you guys such a, you ask me one question and then I just go on expanding on it. I hope you guys don't mind. Um, where's this magical purse store? Jen, I'm not kidding. If I told you, you would have never been able to find it. It is really, it's it's on one of those streets and in one of those places that you wouldn't, you have to it's like food tours. It's one of those things you really have to have someone who can take you to these places and show them to you. In Greece they ask the green pass. um so yes, you, well, in Greek they have their own thing, but pretty much when I was there, and again, I left before this was all starting. In Greece, if you are outside, you don't need to have that to have a green pass, right? So if you're having a dinner outside or having cocktails outside or taking public transportation, or you don't need it. Now, I don't know what's going on right now in Greece because I left before the rules started kind of to really tighten up. Спасибо за информацию. Пожалуйста. How can we make an appointment with you for shopping day in Rome? Jen, the way you can do it, if you're not following me on Instagram, you can just contact me on Instagram. And my Instagram is, I'll show it to you here. It's I am Tassana Lape. That is my Instagram. So you can contact me there and we can schedule an appointment there. Here is the screen. And then if not on Instagram, what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave a link to my shopping experience once I'm done with this live. So as soon as this live is done, I will leave it for you so you can go into the description and click that link and it will take you to my experience so you can book it. Okay. And then when you are in Rome, we can go shopping, or you can just, if you are not in Rome, you can book it and we'll go shopping one way or another. We'll go shopping together. All right, guys, do I have any other questions? I felt like we covered so much, and I hope everything that we covered today has been helpful. I'll treat you some gelato. Oh, Jen. So kind of you. I will show you some amazing gelato places in Rome. All right, guys. This is it, I guess, right? We're good. We're good. It's been an hour. What about day trip to Naples? So I've been to Naples I've been to Naples several times. Last time I've been to Naples was for 24 hours, but because I've been there before, okay? Not I haven't spent like the entire 24 hours before, but I stopped at Naples on my way to Amalfi Coast, so I've been there before. What I recommend really is to at least spend the night in Naples, because I'll explain. During the day, you will be probably going to all over Naples, sightseeing, and then the food in Naples. If you haven't seen my video on 24 hours in Naples, my food guide in Naples, please watch it because you will understand what I'm talking about. And then in the evening, you want to eat again, you have to go to one of their famous pizzerias, and it's like the entire culture is situated around it, right? Like Pizzeria Brandy, where I went, that created pizza margherita. You have to go there, it's a must. and then just walk around Naples at night. It's so stunning. And then you can, leave in the morning. So I don't know. For Naples, I recommend for sure to spend the entire day, not to do a day trip. I recommend the full 24 hours, especially if this is your first time in Naples. Okay? All right, guys. I am gonna go. Oh, hold on. We have more. Every time I'm trying to leave. I do have a green pass, but it says 101 in the doses because I had COVID before and I only get one dose of the vaccine. Will I have a problem entering Italy? So you I mean, did you get your green pass? How do you have a green pass? Are you, or you kind of referring to a green pass um, equivalent of a green pass? Because the reason why I'm asking is if you're, let's say, traveling from the US and you had only one dose, um, I mean, in the digital certificate. Okay. So here are a few things for you to consider. If you already had, it before, can you get if it happened within 6 months of you trying to enter Italy? So if you had it, I don't want to say that word again for the algorithm purpose in on YouTube, but if you already had that and you had it within 6 months of you planning on traveling to Italy, you can get that certificate, the medical certificate saying that you already had it, and then you don't need to have a vaccination card or green pass. You will be, that pretty much is going to be your green pass. You won't have to have the um it's been more than 6 months. Okay, so all right, so that is out of the question. Then another thing is, if you only had one dose of the vaccine, unfortunately what is going to happen is, you will come here and they will probably make you quarantine um, for 5 days, self-isolate yourself. But are you coming from the States, Canada? Are you coming from EU? Where are you coming from? Because it also depends where you're coming from. It depends on the from Greece. Okay. What I recommend for you to do, because I feel like for Greece they have different requirements. I feel like you should be fine, but again, I don't know exactly. What I recommend for you to do is to go to that website that I left in the description for you guys. Click on that website and then enter Greece as your departure country and then Italy as your destination country, and see what requirements they have for you, because the entry to Italy is not based on where you're traveling from, but based on the on your citizenship. So if you are Greek, just look it up, see what requirements they have for you, because I don't know what the requirements are for currently for Greeks. Because for the US people, if you just got a negative test and let's say you just had one dose of the vaccine, unfortunately, you will have to quarantine for 5 days. You will have to self-isolate for 5 days. But I don't know, unfortunately, I don't know what it is right now for people from Greece. So, but that website will help you so much. Definitely make sure to, to use it. And then I believe also in Greece, you have a hotline that you can call. I believe the number is 1135. Um, if you had one dose, you probably had it with Johnson and Johnson, right? If that's all you had needed to have, then you're good. Then you're good. Um, because I know in Greece, I remember when I was there, they told me that most people in Greece were vaccinated with Johnson and Johnson, and that required only one. Yeah, just double check on the website to be 100% sure. But I'm almost I'm almost sure that you're fine. I apologize. I assumed you're coming from the States. All right, let's see. You're very welcome. Yeah, yeah. All right, I think we're all caught up, guys. It's been such a pleasure. I can't believe it's been an hour and 14 minutes. All right, guys. I hope you will have an incredible Sunday. Please remember, those of you who are new to my channel, to subscribe, guys. I would be so grateful. And of course, for everyone to just smack that like button. And I will see you guys all on Wednesday with new videos, with new videos. And I will right now make sure to leave the links to both of the food tours and my shopping experience. And yes, that's it, guys. Sending you so much love from Rome, Italy. And talk to you soon, guys. Ciao, ciao.